Hello, everyone, and welcome. You're watching 2025 Hui FM Talk Story, the official preview show of our Luau performance in March. Today, we have another very special episode for you. We're going to talk about decorations, the flowers you see on stage, the wonderful non edible, emphasis on non edible centerpieces at your tables. And to do that, I have Kristen and Harvest here with me. Welcome to the show. What drew both of you to Luau and the decorations team?
So my freshman year, I didn't dance in Luau, which I really wish I did, but I did volunteer for the decorations committee. So I helped with assembling the vases and putting all the centerpieces together, and I did really enjoy that. When I was asked the following year to become a decorations chair, that's what I did, and then last year I did really enjoy my time doing it, so that's why I'm doing it again this year.
My freshman year, I decided to be a part of Luau and join dances, honestly, because all my friends were doing it. But I'm really glad I did. I had a lot of fun, so I came back this year, and when Kristen asked me to be her decorations co-chair, it was a no-brainer.
Could you give us a little bit more of an in-depth view of what you guys do and what you're all about?
Yeah, so most people see all the beautiful decorations, the centerpieces, the stage, and then the photo booth are the three main parts. As a committee, we're in charge of ordering flowers from different nurseries, ordering leis for the exec team and the VIP. We do a lot of brainstorming with our Luau chair and our vice Luau chair to see what fits the theme for that year.
So looking back at last year's Luau, was there a specific element, like a plant or a flower, that you really enjoyed?
I think my favorite flower in the Luau centerpiece was probably the anthurium, which we are bringing back this year, but I hope it's a tradition and it comes back again.
I really like the ginger from last year. Unfortunately, it's not part of the color palette this year, so it won't be in the centerpiece, but hopefully for next year. Another part I really liked from last year's Luau was on our photo booth. We had these large palms that go on the photo booth, which was actually an accident. We ordered that last year. We thought it was a lot smaller, but we really liked it, so we brought it back for this year again.
So when you decide which plants to use or which flowers to use, what's that process like? Is it based off purely the color palette that you're assigned, or is it another process that you guys use?
Normally, we do start brainstorming throughout the summer a little bit, but we finalize our brainstorming towards the end of fall semester, and then we normally reach out to the plant nurseries in either December, January, which it kind of just varies on what they have in stock for that season. And yeah, it's mainly based off of the color palette for me.
I think it's also based off budget. A lot of flower prices do go up every year, or there's a flower we really want but just can't afford, so that's something we have to consider and find alternatives to.
Luau is on March 29th, which as of right now when we're filming is a little under 2 months away. So my question for you two is, how close to Luau is a majority of the work done?
So for decoration specifically, most of the work does get done the 3 days prior to Luau just because we can't order flowers that far in advance else they're gonna die. Most of the work that happens before gets done January, February when we're in contact with the flower nurseries. The 3 days leading up to Luau, the Wednesday, the week of Luau, that's when we normally schedule our flowers to arrive here in Omaha, and then we prep them. They get their first initial cut and they get stored in buckets. And then the day before Luau on Friday, we bring all the buckets down to the KFC where we cut the stems a second time, and then we start arranging the centerpieces and putting up all the greenery in the photo booth. And the Saturday of Luau is when we put all the more delicate flowers up, such as the orchid leis that go up on this photo booth and then on the stage.
If there was anyone you could invite to watch Luau this year who's not coming, who would that be and why would you invite them?
If I could bring anyone to Luau, I'd definitely bring my parents. They've just done so much for me, and always being dancing or at a performance or something, and they never missed it. So I do miss having them there, but I'm so grateful for all my friends who are there to support me.
I would also really want my family to come up. They actually are planning on coming up this Luau, which is nice because they haven't been up here since they dropped me off for freshman year. And then I'm also really excited that my sister gets to come up.
And with that, our conversation with decorations wraps up. If you want to see the centerpieces that they make and the photo booth they talked about, you're just going to have to come to Luau and see for yourself. I would like to give a big thank you to Kristen and Harvest for talking with me today. And as always, I'd like to give a big thank you to you for talking story with us. From now until next time, we'll see you soon.